Welcome to TapRoots Live with certified homeopath Melissa Crenshaw. We have her back. We are super excited. She's been in the business for more than 20 years as a homeopath and lactation consultant. We refer clients to her all the time for chronic issues so that she can design a protocol specifically for that person. And this is what I love about homeopathy is that the medicine will gently stimulate the body's natural healing process. To uproot that condition, not to cover symptoms with a Band-Aid or suppress them so that it later resurfaces as something even worse. And a quick disclaimer from us that we're not medical doctors. All the information we share today is for educational purposes only. But if you need a professional to guide you on exactly which remedies to take, at which potency and frequency, then be sure to check out melissacrenshaw.com for information about a consultation. I know that Melissa's favorite remedy is sepia because it's what uprooted anxiety, depression, and hormone imbalances in her life. So welcome back, Melissa. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me again. I always just love being here with you, Carrie. And I love TapRoots. I love what you're doing. I have clients coming to me from your store, and they are committed to buying from you. So I love it because we need to support local businesses. I absolutely love it. Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate that. Yes, shop local and support small businesses. Thank you. Well, today we get to discuss remedies for a road trip. It's that time of year. Everybody wants to get out. If you are watching live today or even watching the replay, be sure to like the video, comment below to enter yourself into a drawing for a prize giveaway that we will do from TapRoots. Tag a friend if you think of a friend who's into natural care that might love to hear this information. And be sure to share this video to help us spread the good news about homeopathy. If you're new to TapRoots, welcome. We are your wellness source for natural alternative remedies for pain, sleep, anxiety, and so much more. And today we are asking Melissa Crenshaw, certified homeopath, which remedies to take on a road trip for some of the common situations that arise when traveling. School's out. People are sick of being at home and they're racing to the beach. They're running to the mountains. They're jumping in the car even for a day trip. So let's start with their ride to get out of town, whether it's a car, a plane, or even a boat ride. For the ones that may have a weak stomach and get motion sickness, what do you suggest?
Oh, motion sickness is awful. And so tobacum 30 is my number one go-to in motion sickness, especially when there's nausea. And it's just awful, awful nausea. And they might actually feel better once they vomit. But so tobacum is tobacco. So if you unfortunately ever tried cigarettes, you think of that first time that you smoked a cigarette and how you felt, how nauseous and awful you felt. That's the way it feels, tobacco. Also, I like cocculus, cocculus 30, especially when there's dizziness with it. So if you're on a boat or a plane or in a car or whatever, and you're dizzy with it, then think of cocculus.
I love that. Yes. And if you're new to homeopathy, you might be wondering what this is. I know Melissa just mentioned it comes from tobacco. It's a very, very minute dose. And they're little pills. So you twist the cap, the pills drop down into the cap, and the pills just dissolve under your tongue. Now that we've talked about vomit already, we might as well move on to diarrhea. So when we're traveling and we're eating out, many times new foods, what's your advice on this?
Arsenicum album is my favorite, number one, always go to for diarrhea. Arsenicum and a 30 or a 200, either one can work. And I would give this after every episode. So especially when there's burning, arsenicum is indicated in burning anywhere in the digestive tract. So there may be burning anywhere from the mouth down, the digestive tract down here, and even the anus. So if there's burning when it comes out, then you would think of arsenicum. Also, veratrum album is wonderful for diarrhea, especially if it's accompanied by relentless vomiting. And I would also use that in a 30 or 200. Natmir 6 or 30 is great for when the diarrhea is watery. And then there's a combination. So Veratrum album 200 mixed with cuprum met or cuprum metallicum 6C after every movement. This is if the diarrhea is very severe. So this is like your last thing you're going to if the other things aren't working and it's very severe.
And you mentioned Natmir 6. Does it matter if it's a 6C or 6X?
Thank you. Yes, 6C. Yes. Well,
Okay.
no, actually it could be. It could be a 6X. Absolutely. Yeah. So 6X is totally fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. I'm sorry, I need to get a drink.
It's okay. Go ahead. You need to have water next to your computer. That's what I do. I have my water always with me. If you're in any of my classes, you see me drinking out of this thing all the time.
Why does this always happen to me? I'll be prepared next time. Okay. Is it my nerves? What remedy do I need? Okay. Moving on to the opposite problem, constipation. What would the best choice be here?
Oh my goodness. So first I want to say to you, Carrie, look at something that's worse with talking. I feel like it's probably talking, right? Okay. So then constipation. So if there's constipation with bloating, then I'm going to Lycopodium 200 mixed with Plumbum 200, and that is a Banerjee protocol. And so that's something that I learned through Joette Calabrese and the Banerjees. So with bloating is Lycopodium 200 mixed with Plumbum 200. If it's just constipation, then Plumbum 200 can be very, very useful, and you just take it as needed. Okay, so bryonia is AKA dryonia. So oftentimes with constipation, it's because of the dryness. So if the stools are hard and dry, then you might think of bryonia 30C or 200C. Forgive me for leaving those letters off. Usually it's a C. And then Nux vomica 30C or 200C as needed. It can also be great for constipation, especially when it's from overindulgence.
Such a great way to remember bryonia. Thank you for that tip. Let's talk about the night before you leave for your trip. It's exciting. There's anticipation, and it might actually be difficult to get to sleep and fall asleep. Which remedies should we consider for the night before?
So I would absolutely alternate Gelsemium 30 with Calisulf 6X. So these two remedies, and you might even just start with Gelsemium, see if that just calms the person down. But Calisulf 6X is so amazing at helping you sleep. So, and then it's also good for anticipatory anxiety.
Okay, that's great. So when you say alternate them, how far apart would you suggest you're taking them?
Maybe every hour or two, depending on how severe it is.
Okay, and if your children are all wound up with excitement and having a hard time falling asleep, would you do the same for them?
Excitement and having a hard time falling asleep. I think I still would do Calisulf, but also, yeah, so Gelsemium would be more for that really nervous anxiety. The excitement, I wonder if chamomilla could help that. Because yes, chamomilla is angry, but when we look at those two emotions, what's coming up with the anxiety can look like or feel like anger, or it can look or feel like excitement. And we often have a choice of how we allow that to come. So chamomilla might also be a good one there.
Oh, that's a great way to look at it. So nobody likes to have a fever on vacation. So which remedies should you be sure to take along just in case that were to happen?
Belladonna, 30C or 200C. So the key notes of belladonna that I teach in my class are red, hot, and high. So when there's red cheeks, the fever is very high, they're very hot, then you might think of belladonna. And then another great one is chamomilla 200, and that can be recognized by the temperament. So this person is very fractious, irritable, angry. with that fever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Sounds like chamomilla should definitely be in there for several reasons. Seasonal allergies are a big one, especially this time of year. And sometimes we don't think about this one until we arrive in that new place and we start sneezing, our eyes are watering, and we're wondering what is in the air here. And so I know this one you're going to want to write down because Melissa's going to share her allergy protocol with you.
Especially, I'm sorry to say, if you come to North Carolina, which is where I am, it's so common that people move from other places to North Carolina and have allergies that they've never had before. I don't know why. I was born and raised in North Carolina, so I'm all good now. But years ago, I had chronic allergies and was absolutely miserable. And I made up this protocol that absolutely uprooted the allergies for me, and that is Calimere 200 mixed with Apis 200 and Allium cepa 200. That trio is what I use for my allergies. What I've noticed this year, I don't know why, but lots of people are having tons of eye symptoms, super itchy eyes, swollen, red, watery. And so Allium cepa and that trio can help that. But when it's helping everything else, but the eyes are still just super bad, then add Euphrasia 200 to that trio. So then you have 4 remedies in one liquid, or all taken one right after the other. Amazing stuff. But if you don't have those, or let's say you're on vacation and you didn't expect allergies, and it hits you, and you go to the store, Boron makes a mixture themselves called Histaminum and another one called Rhinallergy. And a lot of people have really good success with those two. That might be something that TapRoots has in the store. But so those are also good. So think about those. And then to uproot chronic allergies, Calc Carb 200 every other day can be amazing. This is going to be long term. Calc Carb is a slow acting remedy. So you're going to think of maybe using it for 6 months or even more to uproot the condition so that it doesn't come back next season.
Yes, I love that. I grabbed that one, or no, I have that one on my shelf, but I don't have it in front of me, but I will share that is absolute truth. 2 people in my family we've done that with. That was a protocol given to us when we had an appointment a few years back, and it was more of a long-term thing. It took several months of using Calc Carb 200 every other day for my husband and one of my children. But that next season, they weren't experiencing allergies. My daughter hasn't had seasonal allergies since we've done that. And she used to get the sniffles, I would say, every 6 weeks. She was getting, it just seemed like something in the air was bothering her. And my husband was on allergy medication ever since I met him 20 years ago. And he no longer needs to take any of that. So that's exciting.
Yes, I love it.
Okay, so moving on. For those of you that like to get away to the mountains and go hiking, I know diseases from tick bites are such a concern that we felt necessary to include that protocol for a tick bite in this video. So go ahead and share that, Melissa.
Yeah, so I would absolutely start with Ledum. Always give Ledum in a tick bite. Ledum 200. And let me tell you about this protocol that I learned in school, where you would take Ledum 200 every 3 hours for the first day, followed by twice daily for a week, then twice weekly for a month, then once per week for another month to prevent Lyme infection. There is a whole nother protocol for Lyme, if you do have Lyme or if you end up getting Lyme, but that protocol right there can prevent Lyme and co-infections.
Yes, I love that. That is one I'm showing you too. We have this brand at the store as well. Some people are not familiar with it. It's Washington Homeopathic products. We have Ledum in the Boron brand or WHP, and we like to get these ones when we know we're a family of 5, and sometimes you go through a bottle quickly if something like that happens. So you have choices there. And Melissa, just since I'm showing this and it says black eyes, do you want to touch on on that? I know some people that are new to homeopathy see the main indication and then wonder, wait, do I have the right remedy?
Absolutely. That's a great thing. So all the FDA requires two things, at least, probably more than that, but two things that you're going to notice is an expiration date that the FDA requires, but they never expire. The pellets, the dry remedies that come in the bottle never expire. So don't throw those away. And then they also require that the company puts a reason for the remedy on there. So Ledum is good for black eye. So if you get a black eye while you're on vacation, take Ledum. It really is good for black eye. But that's not the only indication. Ledum is a huge remedy, covers lots of different things. So, but they're just required to put something there that's one of the indications for its use.
I love that. And also at TapRoots, we do carry this tick spray. It's made by Yaya Organics. It's DEET free. It is a tick and flea spray, which is clinically proven to repel ticks naturally without all the chemicals. So, and this has been working wonders. My husband, who's an avid hunter and out in the woods all the time, used this just recently, and he is always scouting for deer and getting ticks on him. And he's very careful and checks, every so often. And he had about 5 ticks on his leg, and he came home and he said, I've never seen them act like that before. When he used this spray, they were spinning around, they were falling off of him, they were confused, and they wanted to get away. So it was amazing. Yeah.
I love it.
Yes. Okay, we have a couple more scenarios to discuss, and then we'll wrap it up. But the first is a headache from dehydration. So I know there's lots of different remedies for different types of headaches, but this happens a lot in the spring and summer months. So what would you say about that type of headache?
Absolutely. So dehydration, I would first do nat mur, Natrum muraticum, 30C, mixed with bryonia, which is, remember, aka dryonia. So you're talking about your dehydration. Nat mur is also big for it's watery. So the main thing about nat mur is watery. So it has to do with an imbalance of water. So that's why it's great for dehydration. So I would mix together nat mur 30 and bryonia 200 together at the same time, take it as needed, meet the intensity of the condition with the frequency of the dosing. And then you could also consider nat salt. So that's Natrum sulfuricum. And I would do that maybe in a 30 or a 200 and also as needed.
Okay, perfect. Last question. So whether people are going to the beach or they're in an amusement park or even on a hike, nothing's worse than spraining your ankle or having one of your little ones sprain their ankle while they're on vacation. So what should we have on hand to speed up that healing process?
I can't tell you how many times I've seen it in my own family and extended family. You're on a different terrain. So like on the beach, on the sand, and the ankle gets sprained. At the mountains, you step on a rock. So you're just in a different place than you're used to, and that ankle gets sprained. Arnica 200 is number one. And then I would also do Ruta 200. So I would probably do Arnica a few times and then go on over to Ruta 200. And I've seen that stop that pain and clear that up really fast so that they don't even miss vacation time. They can get right back out on the beach at least the next day, if not within a few hours, at least the next day. And then also, if the sprain or strain is better with motion, so it feels better to move it, then Symphytum 200 mixed with Rhus Tox 30. If it's worse for motion, you have to be still or it's just going to hurt even worse. Then Symphytum 200 mixed with Bryonia 200, because Bryonia is always worse with motion. Rhus Tox is always better with motion.
Okay, so those are great tips. So right after something like this happens, are you suggesting that you take Arnica and then right after that dissolves, Ruta, and then if they're worse with motion, following that up with Symphytum and so forth? Or is it, should they space it out and take one every couple hours, or what are your thoughts?
Awesome questions. So Arnica is great for shock and trauma and injuries. So that's why I would start with Arnica 200 first, and then maybe see how you're feeling. Maybe in 15 minutes if it's still very painful. But if not, if it takes the pain away, then whenever it comes back, I'm thinking you only need Arnica probably just one time, and then go ahead and move to Ruta 200, every couple of hours, 2 to 3 hours. If it's very severe, then every 15 minutes. After the fourth dose of Ruta, if there is zero change in your pain and in the way that you can move it, then go ahead and move on to Symphytum mixed with either Roostox or Brionia. But that's how the 4-dose rule is. Use that remedy, your chosen remedy, which in this case I believe would be Ruta, for 4 doses, then move on if it's not working.
That's so helpful. Thank you so much, Melissa. As always, we appreciate all these free tips. So make sure you comment below if you're watching, even the playback, drop, a hello in the comments, tag a friend, like and share this video. We're going to do a prize drawing for those of you that are commenting on this video. So thank you for helping us get the word out through sharing this. And you can visit TapRoots online at taprootsva.com. Or visit our shop in person if you're in the Central Virginia area. We're in Lynchburg, Virginia on Old Forest Road. And if you're dealing with any chronic issues, or even if you have an acute situation that you just don't know what remedy to choose, please visit melissacrenshaw.com to book a consultation with her. And we'll have Melissa post a link below this video for easy access. So thank you guys so much for sticking with us. And thank you, Melissa. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day.